Hello everyone, welcome back. Today I am going to do second unit of class 10th geography, that is forest and wildlife resources. Before reading anything, I want you to imagine something. Imagine Earth has a huge house, not just for humans, but for millions of other living beings. From tiny bacteria and microscopic organisms to giant elephants and blue whales. All of them are living together in this one common home. We humans sometimes think we are the owners of this planet, but actually we are just one member in a huge living family. We are deeply connected to every other living thing around us. In fact, our survival depends on them. Think about it. The air you breathe is purified by plants and trees, and the water you drink is cleaned by rivers, wetlands, and microorganisms. The soil that grow your food is made fertile by bacteria, insects, and decomposers. So without plants, animals, and microorganisms, human life would collapse immediately. This whole connection, where every living organism depends on another, is called an ecological system, and we humans are not separate from it. We are not above it. We are inside it, completely dependent on it. Forests play a central role where, because they are the primary producers, they make food using sunlight, and every other organisms depend on these producers. If forests vanish, the entire food chain breaks down. Before we start, first understand the concept of biodiversity. The word looks big, but meaning is very simple. Biodiversity means the variety of life. Variety of what? Variety of plants, variety of animals, variety of microorganisms, variety of ecosystem. India is extremely rich in biodiversity. In fact, scientists believed we haven't even discovered half of the species living here, especially insects, plants, and microorganisms. But the sad part is we humans are so used to seeing these around us that we take them for granted. We don't realize that once a species disappears, it is gone forever. You can never bring it back, just like you can't bring back dinosaurs. Now, flora and fauna in India. When you look around your village, town, or city, you will notice that certain plants and animals are unique to that area. They might not be found in other parts of India. India is one of the top 12 mega diversity countries in the world. That means India has huge biodiversity both in wildlife and in cultivated species. But this biodiversity is now under serious stress because people are insensitive, careless, and unaware. Some shocking facts are 10% of India's recorded plant species are threatened, and 20% of our mammals are threatened. That means nearly 1 out of every mammal species in India is at risk of disappearing. Some species have already come very close to extinction. For example, cheetahs, pink-headed duck, forest spotted owlet, and mountain quail. Even plants like certain species and grass species are on the verge of disappearing. We only talk about big animals going extinct like tigers, rhinos, but no one talks about the millions of small species such as insects, frogs, worms, tiny plants which may already be gone without anyone even noticing. And remember, losing smaller species is equally dangerous because they are the foundation of the ecosystem. Now, vanishing forests. Now, let's talk about forest. The scale of forest loss in India is honestly shocking. According to the Forest Survey of India, the forest and tree cover is around 24.16% today. But even this number looks bigger because a lot of it include plantation, not natural forest. And this data is based on 2013 maybe. And the latest tree cover is already done in this year, and you can check on that. So we should not get relaxed looking at the numbers. The natural forest, the ones with maximum biodiversity, are still shrinking. Now, IUCN categories of species. The first one is normal species. These are species whose population is stable, that is not too low, not too high. They have no immediate risk. For example, cattle, pine trees, rodents, etc. And these species are safe for now because their population numbers are okay for survival. Next one is endangered species. Endangered means species is in serious danger of complete extinction if we don't take action. For example, black buck, crocodile, Indian rhino, and etc. And if the same negative factors such as haunting, habitat loss continues, these species can disappear just like the cheetah disappeared. Next, vulnerable means the species is not yet endangered but will soon become endangered if conditions don't improve. For example, Asiatic elephant and Gangetic dolphin and blue sheep, and think of them as standing near the edge of a cliff. One more push and they will fall into the endangered category. Next one is rare species. These species have very small populations, and if any negative changes affect them, they can easily become endangered. For example, Himalayan brown bear and desert fox and wild Asiatic buffalo, hornbill, so on. And rare species are like kids studying on the last bench. that is silent, ignored, and easily lost. Next, endemic species are found only in one particular region and nowhere else in the world. For example, Andaman teal and Andaman wild pig and Mithun in Arunachal Pradesh. If that particular region gets disturbed, the species has no backup anywhere else. So endemic species are the most vulnerable to habitat change. Next, extinct means the species is completely gone from a region, from a country, or from the entire world. For example, Asiatic cheetah, extinct in India since 1952. Extinction is permanent, there is no coming back. Now, Asiatic cheetah, where did they go? Before 1952, cheetahs used to run freely in India, but they were the fastest land animals on earth. But due to the hunting and habitat loss and decline of prey, and their numbers reduced drastically, and eventually cheetahs went extinct in India. This story teaches a very painful lesson, that is, once a species is gone, no amount of money or technology can bring it back. Now, why is biodiversity declining? And the answer starts with the because of us. Humans convert nature into resources such as wood, rubber, fruits, leaves, barks, medicines, dyes, and take without thinking of the future. And let me explain the main reason, not a point, but as a story. The first one is colonial rule. During British times, forests were cut massively to build railway, ships, and for commercial foresting. British policies treated forest like a revenue source, not ecosystem. Secondly, agricultural expansion. Even after independence, a huge amount of forest land was converted into agricultural land. Between 1951 and 1980 alone, more than 26,000 square kilometers of forests were cut for farming. And thirdly, shifting cultivation. In tribal areas, forests got degraded because of the repeated slash and burn agriculture. And fourth one is a large development project such as dams, rivers, valley project, and roads, highways. They all cut down forest. The Narmada Sagar project alone submerged 40,000 hectares of forest. The fifth one is the mining. That is, mining disturbed the entire ecosystem. For example, dolomite mining in Boxa Tiger Reserve in West Bengal has threatened the habitat of elephants and other species. Next one is the grazing and fuel wood collection. The millions of cattle graze in forests daily. The fuel wood is collected by rural families. This created long-term pressure on forests. And lastly, poaching and hunting. The animals are hunted for skin, bones, tusks, and horns. This completely destroys the wildlife. And also the other factors are population inequality and overconsumption. Some people say population growth is the reason for environmental destruction, but this is not fully true. An average American uses 40 times more resources than an average person from Somalia. In India too, the richest 5% consume much more and cause much more ecological damage than the poorest 25%. So the problem is not population, the problem is unequal consumption. The rich people consume more but take less responsibility. Now, conservation of forest and wildlife in India. India realized this late, but we took major steps eventually. In 1972, we made the Wildlife Protection Act. This law created the protected species list and ban on hunting and protected habitats such as national parks, sanctuaries, and restriction on trade. Then India started special animal protection projects such as tiger, elephant, rhino, crocodile, bengal, snow leopard, and bustard. And the Project Tiger is the tiger population had crashed from 55,000 in 90s to just 1827 by 1973. Why? Because of poaching, shrinking habitats, and lack of prey and human pressure. So India launched Project Tiger in 1973. Now, types of forest. In India, forests are divided based on ownership and protection. The first one is the reserved forest, most protected and no one can use freely, and largest category and most mean for conservation. Next one is protected forest. In here, limited protection but some activities allowed with permission. And third one is unclassed forest. This is owned by communities or individuals, often in Northeast. Next, community and conservation. In many places, communities themselves protect forest. For example, villagers in Alwar created Bhairodev Dakau Sanctuary, that is no hunting allowed. And also in sacred groves in Meghalaya, Karnataka, in Kerala. And also such as Chipko movement, Beej Bachao Andolan, Naudanya, that is for promoting biodiversity based farming, and so on. And also, forest conservation succeed only when communities are involved. So this ends the Unit 2 and I will upload Unit 3 in coming days. Till then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel.